good win on Sunday, a valuable win against Workington Town. How did it go?
Oh, it was okay. Probably that's the way to describe it. Really, it was okay. The defence was solid. That's what won us the game. The boys defended tremendously. It wasn't the best of games to watch. The conditions were terrible, as everyone saw. So we were relieved really to get the win. That was the vital thing. We just needed to win the game, and we won the game quite comfortably. But it wasn't the greatest game by any stretch of the imagination.
12-zip at half time. It could have been a different story had Workington got the next try.
Yeah, it could have. But like I said, the boys defended really well, and that was the pleasing part of it. Defence wins games, and they defended really well. And then when you get into these bigger games that we've got coming up, you've got to defend well. So if your defence structure's good, then your attack should take care of itself, which we know we can attack at times, but the defence was the real pleasing thing of the weekend.
Was it much needed confidence boost, considering a couple of defeats, back to the wall, and now you got that run into the playoffs?
Yeah, we needed it. We needed a win, and it was a good one too. You can't take anything away from the lads there. 36-10 is a great victory, and so we were happy with it. Especially, don't forget, Workington had won 7 in a row, so they were coming into this game with plenty of confidence, and they were probably one of the form teams of the comp coming into the match. So to beat them convincingly the way we did was a credit to the players and the coaching staff, especially after the last few weeks, coming on the back end of defeat. So we've got to be comfortable with it, and we've got to be happy with it. But like I say, there's plenty of room for improvement.
How much now is it a balancing act for the club, considering you don't want too many injuries for the playoffs, but you do need that bit of momentum going into it?
Oh, listen, we've no choice. We've no choice of the players we play, because we've probably got about 17, 18 fit players. So at the minute, as we stand, the players that are fit will probably play. We picked another couple of injuries, vital injuries, up to a couple of key players there in Kells and Kyle Keswick, which are looking like long-term injuries.
How are they individually?
Well, Kizzy originally was going to have an operation on the Tuesday, and now they've decided just to pot it, which is a good sign. He's broken his hand, so they're going to chuck it in a pot and see if it can heal over a week or so, and then he might be 4 or 5 weeks with regards to being a season if he had an operation. Kelly, he was walking around Tuesday, so he might only be 2 or 3 weeks. But like I say, we're not in a position to keep players fresh. We're going with what we've got, and at the moment the boys on dual reg, they're actually playing in the Hull first team, so that's a tough one for us, but it's one we have to accept, because at the end of the day they're Hull players, and if Hull have decided to play them, then that's just the way it goes. We're not in the business of really moaning about it, and we'll get on with it. Similar situation happened last year, so it's something we may need to look at going forward for the future, and maybe having a bigger squad ourselves.
A word also for Alex Starling, who's departed for pastures new.
Yeah. Alex came along this year with Wilson from Hull, and they were just wanting to try and have a go. And to be fair, Alex has played nearly every game, and he's got better with every game. So he's going to be a big loss to us. But we wish him all the best. We knew about it from the start. And a scholarship in America. Well, if you want to play for Donny or go for a scholarship in America, at his age, you'll probably take the later. So we wish him all the best.
With Lee having the title sewn up now, all but with the prize money and everything, how are Doncaster looking in that sort of financial aspect? Are you already budgeting for next year?
Yeah, we are. We're not in a position to make any announcements, because we want to stay focused on the job in hand this year. But we're well ahead of where we are, where we are at this time of the year in years gone by. So we're happy. We know our budget. We know what we've got to spend. And myself and Paul have targeted a few players and spoke about a few players. We've signed a few players, but like I say, we'll announce them in time because we just want to fully focus on the job we've got to do.
Aside from that, though, can you believe maybe 5 years ago Doncaster were in the depths of what is now Championship 1, and the club is on the verge of the playoffs and competing regularly and beating the likes of Leigh, Featherstone, Halifax, real proper names in the game?
Oh yeah, I can believe it because you know, from where we've come, we've strengthened the squad, and you know, I always had a vision of where we want to be and what sort of player we want at the club, and you know, I'm not a believer in having all big names and all, and you know, you can't buy it, but what you can do is build a culture and get everyone together, and you know, when everyone goes out on the field they play as one, and you know, if you speak to every club in this league, they'll tell you Doncaster Rugby League are a team. And that's the sort of ethos that I have around the place, and I want around the place, and if players don't fit into that, then they won't be at the club. So our players will all, when they go across the line to play the game, we know they'll give their all, and that's all I ask. If we get beat 50-0, I don't care, as long as they go out there, give their all. That's all. Myself, Tony Millen used to be the same, and Paul Cook is the same. If they go out there, follow the instructions, give their all, we're not bothered about the result. The result will take care of itself. But that's the mentality we want of the player at the club. They'll go out and they'll play hard, and they'll play, you know, for each other, and we'll continue with that philosophy for as long as I'm at this club. So from where we've come, from where we were, I'm not surprised, because you know, I certainly don't think I'd still be around here if we were still performing like we were in year one. You know, and that's, you know, if it wasn't working, then obviously you need to change it and make personnel changes. But you know, if we couldn't turn this place around from where we were, you know, a few years ago, then we're in the wrong job.
On a side note, and considering you're, you know, a respected figure within rugby league circles, what did you make of what happened at the Leigh Sports Village on Sunday?
Well, from the images I've seen, it was disgraceful, you know. No need in the game of rugby league for things like that to happen, and you know, there's a respect policy out there that we all adhere to, and you know, I'd hate to think for my club to perform in that manner, and you know, if they did, I would have been on the field myself, and I would have tried to deal with it myself. But I'm sure the RFL will deal with it in the right way, and you know, you've got to applaud Castleford as well, because you know, their fans were getting baited big time there, and for them to stay in their seats. I also saw the Castleford players going up and trying to make them stay calm and stay in their seats. So the Castleford club needs a good pat on the back, as do the players, as does Darryl Powell, and you know, for them to stay where they were when you know, minority witness fans went over to them and baited them on the field was a credit to the club. And you know, Widnes is a great club and a massive fan base there in a rugby league town, and they've been let down by a few, you know, which is sad. I certainly don't take it personal on the club, but the individuals they want dealing with.